Hey guys, what's up? Benefician Wayne today. Alikat, pag-usapan natin itong naging sagot ni Attorney Nicholas Kaufman doon sa naging interview sa kanya sa The Hague during his last visit kay PRRD. Ang, I don't know guys kung ikagugulat nyo pa ito. No? Pero this is something that na-expect na natin marinig sa mga gaya ni Attorney Kaufman. Okay guys, walang patumpik-tumpik na sinagot ni Attorney Kaufman. Yun tungkol sa mga itinanong sa kanya during this interview. At ang pinupoint nga niya rito as to, there was a question about the prosecutor. And mas nagkaroon ng interest na mag-voice out si Attorney Kaufman tungkol sa sino ba talaga ang prosecutor ni PRRD. Was it really the ICC or was it Bongbong Marcos? Pakinggan natin yung kanyang sinabi rito.
And we're working on his case.
Thank you, sir, for that. So, Attorney Kaufman, the ICC is in trouble after the U.S. placed sanctions on Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, who also faces a serious personal allegation. His email and bank account are reportedly blocked. So, our question is, number one, what happens now the case against former President Duterte? And number two, if the Chief Prosecutor can't do his job, who will handle the case? And number three, and how should the Philippine government deal with this, knowing the ICC is being questioned and the US is against it?
Well, let's start with the last question. I think that the real prosecutor in this case is actually in Manila, sitting in his palace. He's the person who threw President Duterte over here to The Hague. He's the person who used the office of the prosecutor as a tool in his political campaign, and it won't work. Now, regarding the sanctions, the US sanctions, these were imposed, I don't think it has anything to do with the Philippines situation. As you may be aware, President Trump is pretty annoyed with the ICC because of the investigation into what the so-called Palestine situation. And he has said, quite frankly, that anyone who targets the United States, who targets United States allies, for all intents and purposes, that is Israel, President, Prime Minister Netanyahu, they will be subject to sanctions. Now, at the present moment in time, these sanctions are only affecting one person in particular. That's the Chief Prosecutor, Karim Khan, who has now suspended himself because of the allegations of sexual misconduct. I'm not going to go into those allegations. It's not my role to pass judgment. But he is being investigated by the United Nations, and the United Nations Office of Internal Oversight Services will come back with their decision on the matter in due course. And then whatever happens to Chief Prosecutor Khan will happen. But the person who is handling the case at the moment is the Deputy Prosecutor, that's Mame Niang. And he has overall control of the case, and he is the person who is now signing off on documents in President Duterte's case. However, on an operational basis and on a day-to-day basis, the person interacting with the defense is an experienced American prosecutor. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a professional prosecutor. We just hope that the deputy prosecutor himself will take the time to learn the case and also interact with the defense, because just as I am accustomed to interacting with the former chief prosecutor, I expect that the deputy prosecutor who has now assumed that role will interact with me.
Are you already processing everything with respect to his oath-taking?
I'm not going to talk about oath-taking or anything. That's a legal question which is being handled by his Filipino lawyers.
Okay.
Come back once again to this whole issue.
Okay, so basically, napaka-brief lang nung sinabi ni Attorney Nicholas Kaufman with regard doon sa kanyang allegations, no, as to who for him is the lead prosecutor, no other than Bongbong Marcos. So, bakit nga ba niya nasabi yan? Okay, it seems like nagkaroon nga talaga ng interaction now between the Philippine government and the ICC, which basically, kung babalik-balikan natin yung mga interviews ni Bongbong Marcos, that they are not going to participate, or no, it's not It's not participate. It's more like they're not going to coordinate. They're not going to help the ICC whatsoever. But then again, there's this one article that I've read no online na it was the Philippine government no who initiated all this. And they're the one as well who gave ICC the idea as to ano yung pwede nilang magamit o magawa. Okay? Kaya kung babalikan nga natin ang sinabi rito ni Attorney Kaufman, sinasabi rin niya na ginamit ng palasyo ang ICC prosecution as a tool, no? Now, kung babalikan din natin, okay, kung i-review din natin yung Senate hearing ni Senator Amy Marcos, pag dugtong-dugtungin mo, yun yung siguro pinanggagalingan ng conclusion dito ni Attorney Kaufman. Okay? Kaya nga sabi niya napaka-importante para sa kanya yung ginawa ng Philippine government sa pagpapadala kay PRRD dyan sa The Hague. Totoo naman no? So far, wala pa tayong very recent lang, di ba? Nang prank na naman si Bongbong Marcos na magkakaroon ng mass resignation, no? By calling a courtesy resignation. Yung pala, magre-reshuffle lang siya. We don't know. I think Soljan Guevara is out. Siyempre, expect na natin na i-out niya si Soljan Guevara. Alam niyo kung bakit? Simple lang. Simple lang. Because inayawan ni Soljan Guevara yung pag-represent sa Philippine government against doon sa final sa Supreme Court. No? Nag-ano siya doon, nag-inhibit siya doon. Dahil naniniwala si Soljan Guevara, and buti na lang si Soljan Guevara is very consistent sa kanyang paniniwala that the Philippines has nothing to do with the ICC anymore. No, since tayo ay nag-withdraw na sa Rome Statute. Not only that, babalik-balikan natin guys, yung mga nakalagay sa guidelines ng ICC. Again, ICC will only stand as a complementary court. Ibig sabihin, kailangan meron munang mga na-file na kaso sa local courts. At kung nakikita at naniniwala ang abogado, no, based sa judgment ng Supreme Court, no, the court of last resort. Kung naniniwala yung mga abogado na yon na hindi tinugunan o hindi sila satisfied sa naging desisyon ng Supreme Court, that is the only time supposedly as a complementary court that they forward it. Doon I will agree with them. Diba? I will agree with them. Ibabato nila sa ICC yung kaso ni PRRD kung meron man na i-file dito at nagkaroon na ng finality and judgment. Kung babalikan natin yung sinabi rin ng isang retired Associate Justice ng Supreme Court, paano natin magagamit yung sinasabi nilang batas kung tayo wala nang treaty, no? Sa isang bansa gaya ng The Hague, which is where the ICC is located. Possible, the way I understand it, possible nating gamitin yun only if and when we have a treaty. Paano kung wala? Another thing, if we talk about the due process and whatever is written in that law, kailangan pa rin dumaan sa local courts yung warrant of arrest na pinipresent kay PRRD at that time. So maraming lapses if you're going to follow through, kung susundan natin lahat ng mga pangyayari, we're not only understanding the situation very well, but we're learning something from it. Diba? Kaya tuloy, in conclusion, based on the analysis of Attorney Kaufman, lumalabas na talagang naging lead prosecutor ni PRRD, walang iba kundi si Bongbong Marcos, because he let this happen during his administration. Kahit pa sabihin ni SOJ Remulla, no, na siya yung nag-utos kay ganito, kay ganito, kay ganito, kay ganito. Babalikan na naman natin yung pagiging gullible ni John Vic Remulla. Group effort, 4 sila ang nag-decide. Siya, si SOJ, si Bongbong Marcos at si Anyo. Ang nakakatawa pa dyan, sabi pa ni John Vic Remulla, ni John Vic Remulla, sa interview niya kay Pinky Web, it was Anyo, diniin nila si Anyo. Diniin nila si Anyo na kesyo. Si Anyo ang nag-feed sa kanila ng lahat ng information na kailangan nila. Sabay pagdating sa hearing, sasabihin ni Anyo, he categorically deny that he has something to do with the said planning whatsoever na sinasabi nitong group effort ni John Vic Remulla. Diba? You don't need to go to law school anymore. You just go, follow, listen, do a little bit of research. If you have to, if there are things that you do not understand, maintindihan nyo na rin eh. Tumatalino na ngayon yung mga botante. Unfortunately, meron pa rin mga mukhang pera. Diba? Hindi po tayo uusad. Patuloy po tayo magiging patuloy tayo ma-enslave ng mga politikong korap if patuloy din natin silang binoboto. Yung kakarampot na binibigay sa inyo. 3,000, 5,000. Kanina, I was just talking to my cousin, no? Kay Michael. Sabi ko, bakit hindi kayo sumali sa 4Ps? No, they're financially challenged. They have they are financially challenged. Sabi ko, ba't hindi kayo sumali sa 4Ps? Ano sagot niya sa akin? Ate, depende yan sa kakilala mo. Kahit nga daw sa tupad. Diba? Depende kung sinong kakilala ng mga taga-barangay. Diba nakakalungkot? Imbes na pupunta sa mga karapat-dapat at deserving talaga na makatanggap ng mga tinatawag nating mga ayuda. Depende kay Panyero. Depende kay Panyera. Diba? Kaibigan. Konektado. Hindi natin alam bakit ganun yung mentalidad nila, no? Hindi natin alam bakit ganun ang kanilang diskarte. Maybe because whenever na nagbibigay sila, supposedly dole ang nagpe-pay out ng tupad. Supposedly dole dapat ang nag-identify who are the people who deserves it. Kahit pa paano sa lahat ng ayuda, ang tupad ng may pinakamalaking payout, around 7,000. Malaking bagay na yon sa isang simpleng pamilya. 7,000, kaya na makabili ng isang buwan na pagkain. Pero anong ginagawa ng mga taga-barangay, ng mga taga-dole? We have to correct this. Ayuda nation na nga tayo eh. Diba? Tapos hindi pa napupunta sa mga dapat na beneficiaries ng mga ayuda na yan. Now, kung babalikan natin, balikan natin yung pinag-uusapan natin sa main topic natin. Tungkol dito kay Bongbong Marcos as the prosecutor talaga ni PRRD. Alam mo, I'm just waiting for that day na malinis ng mga Duterte ang gobyerno natin. I admire President Trump for calling an investigation sa lahat ng mga kasama niyang politiko for any corrupt practices sa Amerika. And I hope one day, no, if VP Sara becomes the president, she would do the same. Diba? Ang mga top contenders natin, parang, kumbaga huling barahan natin, huling alas natin. Para sa akin ha, walang iba kundi si VP Sara at saka si Mayor Magalong. Mayor Magalong have proven himself when it comes to good governance. And I think, pag nagtandem tong dalawa, I can only expect one thing. It's not about the day of reckoning. It's about, massive investigation of corruption, abuses during the Marcos administration. Diyan sila, I think, mag-uumpisa. At gawing insurgency-free ang Pilipinas. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me, but this is how I see it. They are the most qualified people to make this country great again. No. Anyway guys, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, at i-comment yun na rin ang inyong mga saloobin tungkol dito sa topic natin. Do you agree that based on the analysis and observation of Attorney Nicholas Kaufman, ang talagang naging prosecutor ni PRRD walang iba kundi si Bongbong Marcos? Pangalawa, do you really think that pag naging presidente si VP Sara at naging vice president si Mayor Magalong, malilinis at mananaig ang good governance sa Pilipinas? I'll see you in the next vlog.